Today we have a box from the Funko shop, a lightsaber to unbox and review for you guys. Plus, we are finally going to see if we can break the curse and pull a 3-liter Darth Vader soda chase. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we are in mega prep mode for our giant May the 4th Star Wars show happening tomorrow night on Whatnot at 7 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to take a brief pause for a little unboxing. So I actually picked up some Star Wars pops from the Funko shop, aka the Funko website, a few weeks back when they were having a big sale. And I'm excited to be adding these to my collection, which you guys will actually be able to see a full tour of our current Star Wars collection tomorrow right here on the channel at 12 p.m. noon Eastern, which is now becoming a little bit of a tradition here on the channel for dropping our full Star Wars tour every single May 4th. So in here I have 6 Star Wars pops that I'm super excited to talk about really briefly and of course show off, and I'm very excited to be adding these to the collection. So first one that I have right here is the Mandalorian Guard, Entertainment Earth exclusive. We saw him, of course, in The Mandalorian Season 3. Kind of a basic looking Mandalorian pop, but I love all of the Mandalorian variants. I love all the different color schemes with their helmets and everything. So this was definitely an easy grab for me. And pretty interesting that the Funko shop now carries Entertainment Earth exclusives and other, retailer exclusives besides their own. But I actually prefer it that way because it's a little bit cheaper than some of the other websites. Next up, actually we'll do this one because it is a Funko shop exclusive. Had to finally get this one for the collection. So just like I love all the Mandalorian variants, I also love all the Clone Trooper variants. And I'm very excited to have the Phase 1 Clone Trooper now in the collection. Now, interestingly enough, this Clone Trooper has blue markings, very 501st-like. So if you guys don't have the original 501st Clone Trooper, which is completely understandable because it is a very expensive pop, it actually happens to be one of the most expensive Star Wars pops currently in my collection, I would highly encourage you guys to go out and grab this one. And we actually saw a couple cool flashbacks in the Ahsoka series where we did see the Clone Troopers. So really nice one right there. Speaking of the Ahsoka series, I had to go out and finally pick up Shin Hati for my collection. Really enjoyed her character, one of 2 Dark Jedi that we actually saw in the Ahsoka series, and I kind of like how they left her story open-ended, so she could honestly go off and do her own thing and kind of be separate from the Ahsoka storyline for a little while, and I'll still be very curious to see what happens to her and her character arc. And of course, her master, the other Dark Jedi that we saw in the Ahsoka series, Baylan Skoll, had to, of course, grab him for the collection. Unfortunately, Ray Stevenson passed away, so we won't be getting another live-action appearance of Baylan, but I would definitely love to see his character further explored, maybe in an animated show. But in the meantime, had to have this pop for the collection as well, and go back. If you guys haven't seen Ahsoka Season 1, definitely worth the watch. There's just so many great characters that have existed in Star Wars that they brought into the show, and then as a bonus, they gave us some brand new characters, and honestly, Baylan stole the show. Every time he was on screen, he really did. And just, watching him mentor Shin and everything they had going on with their relationship, it was honestly just spectacular to watch. Next up, also from the Ahsoka show, we have Thrawn's Night Trooper. And this one was awesome because they actually made 2 different variants of Thrawn's Night Troopers. And what's also really great about the Night Troopers is from the Ahsoka series, every single trooper was a little bit different. They all had different specks of gold and wrappings of Night Sister magic wrapping around their armor and everything. So really kudos to Funko for giving us 2 different versions and not just giving us one standard version, because that wouldn't be accurate to the show. And then the final pop that I have here, speaking of Thrawn's Night Trooper army, it of course is led by his right-hand man, another character that we saw for the first time in live action. This one happens to be an Entertainment Earth exclusive, and this is Captain Enoch. And once again, Funko just knocked it out of the park with this line. Only pop that we have so far of Captain Enoch. And if this is the only pop that we ever get of him, that's perfectly fine because they just nailed the look really well with this one. I love the gold plating and everything on his helmet. And once again, another very intriguing character. I kind of feel like Captain Enoch might turn on Grand Admiral Thrawn at some point, but that could be a discussion for another day. So those are the pops that I picked up from the Funko shop. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys own these in your collection or if they're ones that you're looking to pick up at some point in the near future. We will have some of these available tomorrow night during our auction. Not many because they are tough to come by, but we have a few extras. All right. Now moving into something that I know a lot of people are eager to see. I have not one, but two sealed Darth Vader 3-liter sodas. And I'm really hoping that one of these is finally a holographic glow-in-the-dark chase. I have opened up, I don't know how many of these now, limited to 8,500 pieces. I don't know how because it feels like I've opened up more than 8,500, but these were exclusive to last year's San Diego Comic-Con, and here we go. Maybe we can get some magic here with May the 4th and everything going on with all the Star Wars excitement happening right now in the community. So you guys saw the beginning of yesterday's video, our full auction preview. You will have seen the army, and it's no joke. It is a small army of 3-liter Vader Soda Commons that we currently own. Will these two sodas be added to that common army? I sure hope not, because I feel like I'm desperately due for this chase. I would love to pull it. Here we go. Let's see. I got 2 shots at it. 2 shots at a chase. Hopefully one of these ends up being such. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. No! Another common! Oh my god, this is getting unreal. Now, kudos to Funko once again. If you guys haven't seen the common, it does look pretty fantastic. You have your standard Darth Vader mold here with his lightsaber. It's got the white base as it's required, with it being a Star Wars soda. And of course, at the bottom of the base, it does in fact say Star Wars, which is once again something that is required due to their licensing agreement with Disney and Lucasfilm. So we're gonna put the Darth Vader common aside as he will be joining our 3-liter common army. But speaking of lightsabers, we're going to take a break here for a brief moment while we talk about a lightsaber that was actually sent to us by Damiensaber. And we actually have a link down below that you guys can check out. So if you're interested in possibly picking up a new lightsaber for your Star Wars collection, we highly encourage you guys to check out Damiensaber, because I will say this, even though I am not a massive lightsaber collector, just poking around their website, it seemed like they had some really affordable options, and they are running some discounts and sales right now for May the 4th and everything. So we're gonna get into this. And as far as lightsabers go, we did actually unbox this before the video, so this is not my first time looking at the contents of the box, because we wanted to see if the product was actually good and something we'd recommend. So when you open up the box, you have, of course, your lightsaber hilt. You have the lightsaber blade, which is, it's well weighted. It's not lopsided, which I feel like is something that's very important when it comes to lightsabers. Because of course, if you get a lightsaber, you gotta play with it a little bit. You want to twirl it, and you don't want it to be super lopsided, because if you go to flip it and it falls out of your hand, well, it could be a very expensive mishap. You also, of course, have a charging cord. We will get into that in just a moment as to why it has a charging cord. You also have a really cool tool here that you can use to actually take the lightsaber apart and put together. And with some of the companies that we've worked with in the past, they've given us a very small Allen wrench, and I'm happy to report that this tool is actually of a fairly good size. So it allows you to really get a lot of good leverage when you are putting the lightsaber together and when you're taking it apart for travel or storage or what have you. And then, of course, you also get a nice little stand for the lightsaber. And then you have your spare toolkit as well as an instruction manual. So I'm going to put this together for you guys really quickly and then show off all the different features for you guys. So here we go, guys. I have my Damiensaber lightsaber assembled, and it was super easy to put together. I am by no means any sort of lightsaber expert, but the instructions were very easy to follow, and now we're actually going to take this in hand and see what it can do. Once again, it's weighted very nicely, so between the blade and the hilt, very even. I am not any kind of martial arts expert or any kind of weapon expert or anything, but it feels really nice, easy to twirl. As for the features here, it's super easy. So all you have to do is tap the button on the hilt and it ignites your lightsaber. Another awesome feature really quickly with this lightsaber is there's actually an app that you can download on your phone, and it connects directly to the lightsaber via Bluetooth. So if you want to change the color settings, the sensitivity settings, or even the sound settings, you can do it with the Bluetooth app, which is pretty cool. And if you tap the button on the hilt really quickly once again, it actually simulates sound effects as if you were fighting in the Clone Wars, or maybe going up against another, you know, bunch of stormtroopers or something, and you're deflecting blasters and everything, blaster fire. So this is really cool. I'm definitely gonna have a lot of fun playing with this and twirling this around. And now Joanna and I each have a lightsaber of our own, so we're definitely gonna have to fight a little bit and simulate some battles. I definitely recommend having more space because I'm trying my best not to hit the ceiling or hit my own Star Wars collection behind me and everything. But if you guys are looking for a quality lightsaber that is affordable, I definitely recommend checking out Damiensaber. It's pretty cool, got like an electrocuted function here. But let's turn this off, and now I'll see you guys back in the studio. So once again, huge shout out to Damiensaber. Thank you so much for sending over that lightsaber for review. It was a lot of fun being able to do that, and great timing with May the 4th this weekend. But let's get back to the sodas. I got one more shot at a 3-liter Darth Vader chase. Come on, it's gotta be in here. It's gotta be. I've worked really hard, guys. I've wanted to pull this soda for a long time. I know a lot of you out there have said, why don't you just go out and buy the Chase soda? And you're absolutely right. I could buy it. But there's just something about pulling a Chase soda that just adds a little extra spark to your collection. And it gives you a really great moment, plus an awesome story to tell your friends if they don't pull Chases very often and you happen to have one that's very desirable. So here we go. Vader, come on, we got one more. Man, I swear these 3-liter sodas get harder and harder to open as we go. But, alright, let's do it. Don't let me down, Vader. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Do we finally have a Chase? No! Another common. That is impressive. That is just impressive how many commons of this guy I have pulled. Alright, well, 2 more Vader commons unfortunately have been added to the ever-growing army. I don't remember if they're still available on the Funko shop, but at some point I might have to go grab more, or maybe not, because I actually have another one over here. Although this one is in fact opened. And I have to give a huge shout out to my good friend Jacob, aka Jar's Toy Emporium. He, like me, has opened up a lot of Darth Vader 3-liter sodas. And I also need to give a big shout out to a mutual friend of both of ours, and that of course is Wayne. Wayne was actually the one who sent over these other 2 sealed ones for me to open up. And he actually sent over, I believe, 5 sealed ones to Jar for him to open up on his channel. So in this soda, I think we finally have what has now turned into an epic search, the grail that I have yet to track down. And here he is. It is in fact real, and we do in fact have a Darth Vader 3-liter chase. Jar was kind enough to send this one over for my collection, so thank you so much, Jar. Thank you so much, Wayne. You guys are just two amazing human beings. So even though I wasn't able to pull it, we finally do have a translucent 3-liter Darth Vader soda chase, 1 out of 1,400 pieces added to the collection. So perfect timing too, because now I can put this on the shelf and show it off for tomorrow's collection tour. So we weren't able to pull it, but it is equally as special to have this in the collection thanks to two amazing people here in this community. And you guys should go subscribe to Jar's Toy Emporium. I will link his channel below. And definitely go show him some love because he is another great Funko content creator here on YouTube. And he definitely deserves your viewership and your support. So that's going to do it for today's unboxing, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What was your favorite item from today's video? Was it one of the pops that we showed off? Was it the Darth Vader 3-liter common, the chase, or of course that amazing lightsaber that I was very fortunate enough to show off for you guys? Really fun unboxing and another great piece of Star Wars content added to the channel in honor of our Star Wars celebration week here leading up to tomorrow with May the 4th. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. As always, don't stop shooting until you score, and may the Force be with you.